Okay, so in this video, I want to show you how to measure and install a custom glass enclosure. Now, glass enclosures are always pretty much one of the most expensive parts of a walk-in shower. And so I want to step through on how to measure for this. This is going to save you a lot of money if you install it yourself, but you have to be careful because once you temper glass, once the company makes the glass, there's no going back. You're forced with what you have. So I want to explain a couple tips that I've learned over the years of how to measure and then how to install this. Okay, so the first thing is to get a laser. Now this is custom, so you can make this any height that you want, but typically most shower enclosures are between 72 inches high to 78 inches. Most of the online retailers that you find shower door systems are going to fall within that range. I like to use the 3/8 inch thick glass. It's just more durable, it looks solid, and it just makes a really nice looking shower. So I'm going to be doing everything that I do is primarily 3/8 inch thick glass, and I typically just go with the clear because anything obscure or any different textures gets really, really expensive. So set your laser at the height that you want it. At this particular situation, I just wanted it to actually line up with this grout joint that goes around. It's just kind of something that I reference through in my mind. So I just want to make sure it goes to that grout line. Now I do have a 6-foot level too. This is important to make sure that your walls are 100% plumb. That's going to affect the size of the glass too, in case if you're a 1/4 inch out, you need to account for that. Now, the way I like to install the glass is just using a U-channel. So as you can see, this is it's a 3/4 inch U-channel. You could buy this stuff on Amazon even, but I like using the U-channel. There's a lot more room for error with this. So in case you, say your wall was out of level, this allows you to move that glass up and make this so that the glass stays within this U-channel. So it gives a little bit of flexibility there, but you want to use a 6-foot level and go against your tile work to make sure it's 100% level. Same where the door area is, and we're pretty straight on. So it's always important just to note that. As far as measuring goes, I like using one of these measuring sticks. It's just easier for me to get an accurate measurement. Now we did put some U-channel down when we set the tile. That was one of the things I wanted to do for this curbless shower, to ensure that I wasn't going to be penetrating any screws or anything or mounting anything into the floor, since it was a waterproof curbless system. So we're just going to slide this right into that U-channel and measure up against this wall. So we got 72 and 9/16, and then let's just take a look what we are on the outside part of the shower. So I'm just going to use my 6-foot level to reference the edge of my U-channel. I could obviously measure that as well, but just to get an idea, the distance between the top versus the bottom. So let's keep this straight. And this is where it's nice to use the stick, because it just allows you to not mess around with a tape measure. So we got 45.5 for width. And then let's just check the bottom to the edge of my U-channel. And we got 45.5 there as well. So everything's in line as far as that goes. Now what I would do is just take a 1/4 inch off of that measurement, because I'm going to bring this panel all the way out to the edge of the glass enclosure. So 45.5 minus a 1/4 inch, we're going to be at 45.25. Okay, so we'll just write that down, 45.25 for my width on that piece of glass. Okay, so then the second part is the door. So typically you have to pay attention to the size of your door. Most shower doors are between 28 inch or 24 inches and 30 inches. Now, since it's 3/8 inch glass, the door is going to be pretty heavy. So you have to pay attention to the hardware that you purchase to make sure it can handle the weight. I typically go with a 28-inch door because that stays within the limits of having 2 hinges. If you go above 30 inches or 36 inches, you might need 3 hinges. Anything that you cut a hole in the tempered glass is going to cost you money. So I would recommend staying under 30 inches for the door size, so that you can just use 2 hinges and make that easy. I do like the hinge system. I think it's a much stronger way to go because you're able to screw straight into the studs versus having any type of pivot door. So if you can use hinges for your door, it's going to be cheaper and it's going to be easier to install. Now we're bringing this piece of glass all the way out, so you're going to see the edge of the glass on this face. Okay, so we got 16 inches. Yeah, so we're gonna make that exact 16 inches from my point of view channel here. Okay, so then for my door, the hinges are gonna give a little bit of a gap between the glass against the wall and the actual hinge. So you have to account for that because the door needs to swing. So if the glass was tight, it wouldn't be able to swing. So I typically try to leave 3/16 of an inch gap between this wall and the glass. And then I also leave a 3/16 inch gap between the edge of my fixed panel and my door. That gives me enough wiggle room. That gives me 3/8 of an inch to play around with this door and make sure that the gaps on either side between your between your fixed panel and your main door has enough room to move. So this is basically showing 27 3/8. So we're just gonna make the door 27 inches. That'll give me enough room to make sure that I have that adjustment. Now, keep in mind, if you wanna have some kind of transition strip to keep this door from swinging or having some kind of seal against the fixed panel glass, you're gonna have to account for that thickness of that thing. So most of the times it's about an 1/8 inch thickness for what do you call it? Basically a door seal. So you can get bulb seals and you can get little channels that go over it. I don't particularly like using them, mainly because it ends up making it look less frameless. Okay, then height. You have to pay attention to height as well. Just put this in this U channel, and we got 72 7/16. And then on this one, keeping the stick level, we got 72 9/16. So we're about an 1/8 inch off. As far as height goes, I would just take off an 1/8 inch because we're gonna put some clear shims, and that 1/16 difference isn't gonna be a big deal. So, and let's just take a look at this glass here, or this fixed panel, see where this comes to. Okay, so we're actually down even more. Well, that's not too bad, 72 5/8. So from one side to the other, we're basically 3/16 inch difference. So we'll just stay with the highest point, and the U channel will be able to make up the room. You can continue to add some shims underneath the glass within that U channel to bring it up. So we'll just make our actual glass height 72 5/16. Okay, then as far as the door goes, now you're gonna wanna put a threshold piece of trim, or a door sweep, I should say, underneath of the door. So the door is gonna have to be much shorter than the actual fixed panel glass. So we're gonna go straight onto the floor. We're gonna reference our laser for height. So we're going straight on the floor. Okay, so that's 72 1/4. And then what do we have here? 72 3/16. So it's about a 1/16 off from one side to the other. So like I said, we're gonna take 5/16 off the total height of the door so we have enough room for our door sweep. So we're gonna make it 71 7/8. Okay, so in our next video, I'm going to show you how to actually install the glass enclosure, but I want to make you aware of a course that I've created online specifically for installing custom glass enclosures. And it's going to be jam-packed with a lot more information and things that you can use that I can't actually just do here on YouTube. So I've created a curriculum, and this is all on teachable.com, by the way. Very well organized, very easy to use on any device. So on the left hand side, you'll have all the videos series together, step by step, of how to go through this. But what's so great about this is that I was able to add on a lot of additional information here. So where to buy, pros and cons of each, different things that I have had experience with that I want to make you aware of and be sure that you don't make any mistakes. But one of the things I'm really excited to show you that I think is going to make it easy for you to order your own glass are these templates. Right now I have 5 common templates. So a full glass enclosure like I just showed in this video, the corner of a knee wall, or a corner layout going over a tub deck. But what you'll be able to do is download this and then type in your measurements so that you have something nice and clear to give to your glass manufacturer and have them order. Communication is key here when you're trying to order this stuff. It is expensive and you want to make sure that everything is legible. So having something like this that you can download that everybody can understand is going to make it a lot better for you. So like I said, I've added on a lot of additional information, some points that I just want to make sure that you know. And again, leave a comment, add a picture, and I can help you out that way. So I really hope you check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching my videos. Give me a like. That really helps out my channel. And subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.